After her satisfying and delicious meal, she was ready to continue her adventure. She'd always been a spontaneous traveler, and today was no different. With no set itinerary, she decided to explore one of Bangkok's iconic malls, known for its endless rows of clothing stalls, and that is the Pratunam Fashion Mall. Mama hopped on a bus and paid the fare, which cost her 8 baht. And she noticed that the bus wasn't packed with people. Travel 101. Aliens, be sure you always travel during non-rush hours. But it was still a fascinating mix of individuals from all walks of life. But what truly caught her attention were the senior citizens, especially the women. Mama was amazed at how spry and resilient they seemed. At their age, they were still navigating the city with ease, riding buses in Bangkok that moved at what could only be described as lightning speed.
Francesco is triple speed.
She kept thinking to herself and said, "These women are built different." These little moments were what made Mama's adventure so memorable. A few minutes later, she stepped off at the bus stop and she wandered through the street. As she walked, the sight of steaming noodles she noticed from afar, and another eatery selling a dish that made her stop in her tracks. Pork knuckle stew. Oh my god, that looks so yum. The rich gelatinous broth glistened under the light, and the tender meat seemed to fall off the bone, reminded her of her grandma's patatim, a dish she would lovingly prepare for special occasions, which is Fiesta, Christmas, and New Year. Mama remembered how her grandma would spend hours in the kitchen, patiently simmering the pork until it was melt-in-your-mouth tender. Moving on, Mama stumbled upon a little coffee shop that looked like a pop-up kiosk just in front of a stall. It instantly captured her attention by the sight of this small kiosk. The barista quickly took her order and prepared her drink. She ordered a cappuccino, a single-shot espresso with steamed milk and foam. This cost her 35 baht. Yes, 35 baht for this artisanal coffee. With her coffee in hand, she thanked the barista and continued her stroll through Pratunam Mall. If you don't like shopping, Pratunam Mall might not be the place for you. With the endless rows of clothing stalls and crowded spaces that can feel overwhelming to those who aren't fans of retail therapy. But for those who live for the thrill of finding the perfect outfit or scoring a great bargain, Pratunam Mall is nothing short of heaven. Yeah. Without the idea of buying fast fashion, she exited the mall and decided it was time to head back to her hostel to rest. Finally reaching her accommodation, and she took a moment to simply nap.
If you close your eyes and turn off the sound, this really does have potential.
A few minutes later.
Feeling energized and ready for her night adventure, she went to the ladies to freshen up before heading out. As she adjusted her dress, she realized she couldn't fully close the back zipper. No matter how much she twisted and turned, the zipper just wouldn't budge. She stood in front of the mirror, hopeful that someone would come in soon to help her. As Mama stood in front of the mirror, she noticed the reflection of a lady walking past behind her. Mama's face lit up with relief, and she thought to herself, "You are a lifesaver." Without hesitation, Mama turned slightly and politely called out, "Excuse me, could you please help me zip up my dress?" I don't think she would say it like that. The woman paused, her reflection in the mirror meeting Mama's gaze. She smiled, her kindness putting Mama at ease, and nodded, saying, "Sure." Mama felt relieved, grateful that the woman had stopped to help. The lady gently took hold of the zipper and closed it up. "Thank you so much! You really saved me," Mama said with appreciation, and the woman replied, "You're welcome." After the woman finished zipping up Mama's dress, Mama turned to face her and, with a curious smile, asked, "By the way, where are you from?" Yep, this was the first thing she thought to ask, even before learning the lady's name. What a good start, Mama. The lady paused for a moment and then replied warmly, "I'm from Indonesia." Mama's eyes lit up at the mention of another country in Southeast Asia, and she quickly responded, "Oh, I'm from the Philippines." They realized that they came from neighboring countries in the same region made. They exchanged a few more words about their respective countries, sharing snippets of their cultures and experiences. As Mama and the lady continued chatting, Mama learned that she too was traveling alone. The lady had just arrived in Bangkok a day before and was navigating the city for the first time. Mama's curiosity piqued and she asked a few more questions. She found out that this was the lady's first time leaving Indonesia and she was feeling a bit overwhelmed. She had few set plans for her trip and was staying in a hostel, unsure of where to go next. It was clear that the lady was feeling a bit uncertain about her journey, just like Mama had at times where she traveled abroad, remembering her own experiences of stepping into the unknown. Mama, curious about the lady's food adventures, asked, "Have you already tried the boat noodle? It's near our hostel and I tried it yesterday." The lady shook her head and replied, "No, I haven't. I've only been buying my food from 7-Eleven so far and the stuff here in the pantry." Mama's eyes widened in surprise and she quickly responded, "Oh, I went there yesterday and it was delicious. If you want, we can go together tomorrow. I'd love to show you the place." The lady's face brightened at the suggestion and she exclaimed, "Now I can finally explore other food, especially Thai food." Mama nodded in agreement, adding, "I also want to try the other shops there. I've only tasted one boat noodle stall, but I saw that there are so many other shops." "I'm curious to see which one is the best," the lady replied. "That sounds like a plan. I'm ready to try anything." As they continued talking, Mama shared her passion for Thai street food and how it had become one of her favorite parts of traveling in the region. They agreed to meet in the lobby the next morning to have breakfast together and kick off their food adventure and walking tour around the city. Before they parted ways, they exchanged their socials and numbers. Well, not your SSNs or social security numbers, okay? And of course their names. Mama learned that the lady's name was Gladdy, but Mama called her Glady. Sounds like the lady with the G, Glady. Moving on, Mama made her way to Khao San Road, the bustling, chaotic, yet oddly organized street known as the backpackers' hub of Bangkok. The energy was electric, with neon lights illuminating the night, music blasting from every corner, and crowds of travelers and locals mingling together. The street was alive with the spirit of adventure. As she wandered through the maze of food stalls, souvenir shops, and street performers, something unusual caught her eye. There, hanging prominently at one of the food carts, was a crocodile. Not the shoe crocs, but the real, scaly reptile, its whole body on display, ready to be devoured. This was definitely an example of exotic food. She saw this man selling this. Mama knows it's a cold drink. I mean, what is it called? I know it's cold, but what do you call it? Let me know in the comments. Walking around Khao San Road, Mama couldn't help but notice the long lines of massage chairs neatly arranged along the bustling street. Each chair was occupied by a weary traveler. I bet you're already feeling the pain of walking around Bangkok all day. Well, here's the solution. A massage right on the street. Mama continued her exploration of Khao San Road, the vibrant nightlife and the eclectic mix of people. For her, this was what travel was all about. Meeting other people, trying new things, and creating stories. But the adventure doesn't end here. Tomorrow, a new day of exploration, new flavors to try, and new stories to create. So if you're liking this video, please follow or subscribe. Hit the bell icon, share, like this video, and comment down below, as we always tell you at every video. See you in the next videos, my dear repeaters. Bye-bye to all of my repeaters. That is all from Cook Repeat.